Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Odio, and I'm back for more Invincible. Holy crap, Season 4, Episode 6. You Look Horrible is here. Ho, and it's a banger. So the next episode of Invincible is upon us, and man, I gotta tell you, who is not waiting every week to check out the next episode of Invincible? I've read every single comic that they have and watched every episode of the show, and I'm still waiting for the next one with bated breath. Damn, the show is good. They do an amazing job, and I know a lot of people are saying the animation doesn't have as much going on as the comics, it's slightly less, and it is, I understand, but guys, we are getting some of the best animated comic TV stuff we're ever going to get. Like, this is just amazing. And like I said, the violence is top notch. And this episode, You Look Horrible. Well, let me tell you what doesn't look horrible: the prospect for having a good time.
We've got a badass over here.
So in this one, it's all out there now, baby. The Coalition of Planets is starting their war against the Viltrumites and Viltrum itself. Yeah, they're going to try to kill Thrag and whatever's left of the Viltrumites. And it's really cool. We get to see Thrag at the beginning, too. He's talking to the skull of Argal, the guy that the betrayer killed, who Thaddeus actually, is the betrayer himself. But, Thaddeus, voiced by Peter Cullen, is giving speeches in Optimus Prime's voice. So how the hell are you not going to transform and roll out and fight the Viltrumites? You got to be in.
Oh, no, finish your tweet. That's fine. Just give us a second. There you go. Hashtag it.
They show a cool map in the episode. Looks like the Helldivers map, except instead of fighting off the waves of hordes and robots and things, it's just showing the Viltrum planets that are in red and showing the Coalition planets in blue. And, they're trying to take them over and stuff like that. But they're having a hard time. You know what the problem is? They're missing a lot of their big guns. Well, where are they, you say? Why aren't they there with the Coalition of Planets? Well, let's get into that here. Well, just starting off, we know where Alan and Tech Jacket are, Zoe. They're actually on one of the Viltrumite ships. And it's funny because that ship goes into battle, and Alan and Tech Jacket are like, let's make a run for it. They're playing some pretty awesome video games. So they got to finish the level first, guys. Come on, let's be reasonable here.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
But then we get Alan and Tech Girl. They kind of make a run for it. They're trying to make it back to the Coalition of Planets and their allies, and they're getting chased by two Viltrumites. And like this, honestly, I don't know the exact number, but I think they said there's only about 50 Viltrumites left. Well, I got to tell you, almost 10% of the population dies this episode as they're chasing down Alan and Tech Jacket. Alan can, of course, fight one-on-one against the Viltrumite, and he can hold his own pretty good, but Tech Jacket can't. She tries to shoot and do some stuff, but basically, even when she's at full speed on her jet rocket pack, whatever, she can't get away. So Alan has to kind of go back. But we get introduced to one of the characters that we got brought back before. It's super awesome, though, because we get to see Space Racer come out with the ultimate weapon, and he blasts one of the Viltrumites, drives a hole right through him. I was like, damn. And the other Viltrumite's like, you shoot over here, you had a problem. You're not going to have a problem over there anymore. Because that guy, he boots it. He runs away. I loved it. It was just awesome. It was great to see Space Racer back after they've released him. You get to see the gun in action, which only he can use. And I think the Viltrumites are right to be scared of that guy.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
But it's a damn good time, though. Tech Jacket, Alan, and Space Racer all get back together because the Coalition's not exactly kicking the Viltrumites' ass in the war because, they're Viltrumites. They don't go down without a fight. But now that they're back, he's like, what are we going to do? We need some weapons. I love it. They run into Battle Beast. Remember Battle Beast? Yeah, they said they found him 2 sectors from where they had released him. That guy's ready for war. There is a whole, if you don't know all the lore on Battle Beast, I don't think they tell you in the show yet, but there's a big backstory on his planet. It's actually a curse where he must seek out and fight everyone until he can find a worthy opponent or whatever. Will that be Thrag?
There will be a chosen one.
But basically, once they're all united and they're back with Thaddeus, their Optimus Prime himself, they're like, now we will try to fight back and push back the Viltrum Empire. But they're like, wait a minute, where's Omni-Man and Mark? And they're like, aren't they already here? Oh, no, they're not. Where are they, you say? Well, they're on another planet. So instead of being on Talescria with the rest of the Coalition of Planets, Mark, Oliver, and Omni-Man Nolan are all on this random desert planet where they're eating giant bugs. We start off the episode. You actually see Omni-Man burying Conquest Oliver's like, what the hell are you doing? And Nolan's like, well, he was, dedicated to the Viltrum. Do you know what he did on Earth? He's almost as hated as you. And I get what Omni-Man's saying, but I also get what Oliver's saying. So, like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have done a monument to him. Maybe kicked him down in the dirt and, like, threw some dirt over him. But that'd probably be about it. But I don't know, though. Conquest was pretty awesome. But obviously, we know from last episode, Mark has most of his guts torn out, ripped out, intestines all over the ground. Like, what the hell? I had no idea how he was going to recover from this. I remember reading this in the comic, but it was a long time ago. But Omni-Man basically pushes all his guts back in, wraps them up, and they're feeding him this liquid to keep him alive. And they end up needing more protein, so they got to go hunt these eggs and stuff. But the real development here is between Omni-Man and Oliver.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Omni-Man offers to start training Oliver. He's going to have to be ready to fight other Viltrumites. And obviously, Omni-Man's a great, that's a power level that they're going to have. And he tries to train him, but Oliver's really hurt. He's mad about what he heard Omni-Man say on the planet, about how his mom was a mistake and didn't matter. And what you get is some really cool moments where Omni-Man, slowly but surely over time, starts to rebuild that trust. J.K. Simmons' voice acting is really good here. Just like when he went down to actually meet with Mark's mom, when he's talking to Oliver and he's given the full story about how he met his mother and all the things that happened, I know Omni-Man's a horrible villain, but you do kind of start to, I wouldn't say empathize, but you understand. At one point, too, Oliver's like, I started to feel this weird fizzly feeling for them as they were hurting. And Omni-Man's like, I'm not sure. He's trying to think of the word for that. I think it's empathy. I don't think they have a lot of that on Viltrum.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
But it was actually, I was happy for Oliver more than Omni-Man. Like, I feel like he really wanted to be friends with Omni-Man. He wanted his dad to like him and want to be around him. And when he came down to Earth and didn't even visit him, you can't help but feel bad for Oliver. So even though Omni-Man's terrible, it's nice. They get a lot of good time together here. And Mark's just recovering the whole time, growing a funny looking little beard. Omni-Man gets a big beard in there too. Well, you can get a little tiny bit of stubble out there for Oliver. He's he's on the team.
Attaboy.
And then what we get Invincible doing as Invincible does. We get ourselves, oh yes, a fantastic montage.
We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage.
In case you didn't know the song, it's Do You Feel Me by Oliver Tree and Wetham. It's a great tune. I went and looked it up right after watching it. Awesome. They started off. You're going to get like Oliver and Omni-Man spending time together, going fishing for giant fish and stuff like that. Lots of crazy fight scenes and stuff. But that's not the best part. The coalition of planets and their war. Oh my God. This gives you a great montage of you get to see Battle Beast in there swinging, Alan getting some hits in. You see Tech Jacket taking out some soldiers. You get to see Space Racers shooting through Viltrumites and things like that. And you see the war starting to kind of take a turn. The tide is now turning that everybody's there. What a great montage. I was like clapping like, yeah, let's go. Get it on. Break them all down. Kill everybody. It was a blast.
It's on. It's on.
Oh, it's on. It's on.
Oh, Lord, it's on.
You do get some meetings after that on Talescria where Thaddeus is telling everybody, like, yeah, we're doing good. We got him on the edge. We got to keep going. But all the planets are like, guys, we are taking severe losses. Like, the Viltrumites are killing a lot of people. We're winning. And then a lot of times when they win a planet, they liberate it because they were slaves. They'll just be like, yeah, we'll help you take care of these Viltrumites. We don't like them either. That's what happens when you rule with an iron fist. When people get a chance to get away from you, they do.
Sunshine Bear! Wait!
So, of course, the Viltrumites need a radical plan to turn this around, and Thrag is getting pretty pissed off. So he's like, you know what we should do? We should try to attack Talescria. And they're just like, well, there's no way to get there. It's too well defended. Is it? He says. And Thrag, I gotta say, he's a great character in the comics. Super frightening. I was very scared for him to arrive. And Lee Pace is the guy voicing him here. And I don't want to hate on Lee Pace. I liked him as Thranduil or whatever in the Hobbit trilogy and whatnot, a couple other things. But I don't know, man. I don't know if his voice is really the voice to carry Thrag. I'm just going to throw it out there. As soon as I saw that Thrag was coming, I'm sure if you watch my channel, you know what I'm going to say. But come on, man. How the hell is he not Keith David? Keith David should be Thrag. He is my favorite voice actor, but that booming, strong voice, that's what you expect when Thrag goes to speak. You expect the power of a voice that you're like, don't mess with this guy. And like I said, Lee Pace is okay. Maybe he'll get better later on because Thrag's going to go crazy and stuff, but I don't know. It's just when he first spoke, I was expecting, if not Keith David, someone like that, but like I said, it's not that Lee does a bad job. He does fine, but it's just when you have an expectation. If you've read the comic, you have a voice and an idea in your mind for what a lot of the characters sound like. And to be honest, I think a lot of them kind of sound like what I thought, but this was the first time when I heard the voice, I was like, oh, okay, cool. But like, he should sound like the end of the world. Like Keith David, when he does a Goliath on Gargoyles, for example, or the Center from Justice League, his voice sounds like the boss voice.
Who made you God, little man? Not that gun, not that uniform, nothing.
But anyway, this particular episode, though, Keith David is fine. This particular episode, not that any of the episodes are boring, but this one is just super interesting. All the stuff that was going on, I was very, very captivated by. But this final attack where the Viltrumites actually come to Talescria to try to take out everybody, they're shooting giant laser beams, taking out cities, flying down. And then you actually get, for the first time ever, we actually get the betrayer, Thaddeus himself, and he takes off his shirt. He's looking ripped. He is more ripped in the comics. I hear you. You're right. He is. But he's still pretty ripped here. When you see him get into the fights, one thing they've done in the show versus the comic, he's actually extremely powerful here. It shows him just kicking the shit out of Krieg, snaps another Viltrumite's neck. He's going toe-to-toe. I was like, okay, all right. He should be the oldest one, and they're supposed to get stronger as they age, so it does kind of make sense, but they don't portray him like that in the comic, but this is really cool, and the Viltrumite fights were great. I mean, Krieg's going around at one point just punching dudes in the head. Their faces are exploding. He's like Saitama or something, like the power of One Punch Man. And you get to see them trying to fight back. You see Battle Beast in the middle of battle. Everyone gets involved. Mark and Oliver start up a plan to try to drive them off the planet. It's just awesome. Honestly, so many of these episodes, they feel like they're movies. They have such great finales, so much buildup, so many different things happening. And I know that's because they're burning through the comics like there's a fire sale and they threw gas on it because they're going through so many of them. But honestly, it's great. I mean, it's so much fun to see this on the screen. When I was reading these comics, I never actually thought I'd see a show with all of them just because it's so violent with so much blood and things like that. I was like, well, they're not going to adapt this. Well, hell yes, they are, Odio, and here it is.
I am invincible! Invincible! Ow!
It is also cool to see Mark finally recovered with his little beard and another different look for him. He's had quite a few of those, but they get involved in the fight at the end, and you get really jazzed up. You're like, yeah, this is awesome. And then finally when the Viltrumites are forced to retreat or back off, whatever, sounds like they're all getting called back to their home planet of Viltrum. And I was like, uh-oh, that means we're going to probably get that virus is going to get involved. Who knows? The foreshadowing is off the charts. Either way, honestly, another brilliant banger episode of Invincible. It's just awesome. Every episode is so much fun. I look forward to the ones next week, every single week. And when they end, I'm like, what? It's over? It's already been like an hour? Like, wow, I thought it's been on for like 3 minutes. I get that absorbed into it. It's awesome. It's a real blast. If you like the Invincible comic, yeah, the show's not perfect. They don't nail everything, but they do an amazing job. And if you haven't read the comic, well, then here you go. You can watch this and then go read the comic. You will not be dissatisfied by what you see.
Happy, 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 happy.
Overall, I haven't been giving these episodes scores or anything like that, but this would definitely be up there, like maybe 9.5 or something like that if I had to give it a number on the odometer. They even do tease a conquest thing at the end of the episode. It made me laugh. It was pretty funny. But overall, Invincible episode 6, I don't know if it's the best one yet this season, but it's up there. It's one of them, and I really appreciate it. I'm excited for next week. 2 episodes left, baby, and I'm going to be here for all of them. But thanks so much for watching this far, guys. I really appreciate your time. Please like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.